Step 3 of my detoxification and regeneration program is that we can focus on changing the environment of our bodies rather than focusing on individual symptoms, chasing them, researching them. I did that myself, and it was very stressful. Took a lot of money, and it was just managing. I wasn't getting down to the root cause of the problem, and I was just putting out fires. And once I changed my focus from managing symptoms and spending all of my money on these supplements or meds or whatever, trying to manage my symptoms, once I began focusing on the whole body and its environment, things started to change and shift. And it is not a quick process. It does take time. It takes patience, perseverance, diligence, getting in touch with your inner knowing and your intuitive self. It takes believing that you can heal. And it also takes realizing that your body is totally toxic and that you are going to change that. But once we can recognize that our bodies are just like any other ecosystem, any other environment, if they're dirty, they're not going to work like they're supposed to. I mean, think about a fish bowl. Are you going to leave your fish or, in a tank that's got dirty water that you can't see? It's got all that stuff in the bottom of it, the algae or whatever. That's not a good environment for a fish to be in. And of course, we're going to scoop the fish out and we're going to clean everything out and we're going to clean the water. And probably that fish is starting to have some visible symptoms, probably lethargic, or is acting weird or out of sorts. If we've got a plant, hopefully, if you care about your plants at all, if it's droopy, it may be root bound. It might need another pot. It might need water. It might need to be moved from one environment. Maybe it's getting too much sun. Maybe it's not getting enough sun, and you're going to move it. There are things that are in our environment that we know that it's not a good environment for it to be in, so we're going to change it. The same thing goes for our bodies, and sometimes we're not even aware of it. I mean, I'd already learned about toxicity some and learned about toxic burden, and that's when I decided to focus more on what I was eating and paying attention to the items in foods, trying to eat more whole foods and less packaged processed foods. I'd also paid more attention to the products that I was using, went more natural, organic, and trying to decrease that. But I was not thinking about my air. So it didn't really matter what I was doing in other ways. I had no idea how my air was affecting me. Once I became aware of that, which was years and years after that, and I thought everybody else had the toxicity problem and not me, and once I became aware of that and started to change things in my environment that were the root cause of my personal toxicity, which I'm sure there's more than one. There always is. It's all a part of our toxic soup. But once I started to change that environment and started to working with that, things started to improve. I'm still in the process of that. It's not one of those things that's just turned after you've dealt with stuff for over 40 years of your life and your toxic loads just building up. You can't expect to change your environment. your body's inner environment and all of the processes that take place, it takes time for them to regenerate and to replenish and to renew. But my intuitive self says that I am on the right track, and that's what keeps me motivated and keep it on. I am learning to listen to my body, and my body is telling me to keep on with changing my environment. And then once that I do that, then my symptoms will decrease. I am trusting that, and I see the positive results in that. I am out of the bed. I mean, yes, I've had to make some drastic changes, and I would not say that. I mean, everybody has to do that, but just that knowing of what your body needs in order to change the environment. It's a lot less stressful to do that for me than to chasing symptoms that always you get one thing sort of situated and then something else pops up. I just don't think that's just not a way to live life and to manage symptoms. And we've got this mindset of that. It's just like that's what society, and that's what and normalizing toxicity. I'll share a post too about different kinds of things that add to our toxicity, and also things that we normalize. That is that I did for years, like lower back pain, or the chronic fatigue, or the brain fog, or the joint. I mean, all of the joint issues, my thyroid issues, all of the things that we just normalize and we just accept to have to manage. And I just don't believe that we have to do that. And it's all changing your chemistry of your body, and it can be done. Is it all fun and games? No. But I consider it a great fun challenge, and this is the mindset that I have chosen to have, and I am grateful for finding this way, so that I don't have to manage symptoms anymore. That my focus is on keeping my level of toxicity, my level of toxicity is still pretty high, but reducing that to a place where, as much as I can, they say that 80%, try to go for 80% alkaline to 20% acidic, more alkaline into your body. The more alkaline the things that we can put into our bodies, then that is going to encourage a healthy environment within ourselves. And so that's what I am trying to focus on. That's where I have my focus, and I am hoping through all of this that I can get others to focus on that as well. And I will do what I can to help you to change your body's environment, to get it into a more alkaline state, so that your body can restore, replenish, and it can heal. It has the capacity to do that. But we have to change the environment of the body, which means we have to change the way we do things and bring things into our bodies, and how we are going to get the bad stuff out.